Here we are at the end of day 1 of my 21-day OSHO challenge. It's actually a beautiful beginning of the day, but it is after the completion of the meditation, as you can hear by my voice. For those of you that aren't aware, the OSHO meditation has 5 stages, the second of which is to go crazy. Screaming, crying, making sexual noises, laughing, hitting things. And I scream a lot, and I restrict my throat, which causes it to damage me. Take a look at this. Where are you? I've got the TV tower in the background. There it is. Nope. Well, I've got the Alex Plotz TV tower in the background. It's a little distracting, so I'll move over here. OSHO. There's so many things on my mind, and I'm thinking, what do I want to talk about? And that's not the point. The point isn't to want to talk about something. The point is to talk about it. Because as soon as I want something, it's, well, why do I want it? Am I trying to impress someone? Am I trying to create an image for myself? Am I starting a business based off of this blog? No. Well, it may occur that out of this blog, I evolve into a online whatever, marketer, personality, you name it. But the purpose here is to share my experience. And in particular, to become comfortable with living. See, now this is pre-planned shit. Can you tell? Because when someone does this to me in my class, when I teach improv and someone brings pre-planned shit onto my stage, I know. Okay? And my students think I'm crazy because I laugh at the stupidest fucking things. But really what I'm laughing at is when the honest, present person shows up on stage. So, can you tell that I've pre-planned this next bit? I don't know. You tell me. Living on the edge. So there's this old thought experiment, the panopticon. The panopticon. The idea was you could design a jail where at any point in time all the prisoners had to assume they were being watched. So they weren't always being watched, but they had to assume they were being watched because it's possible for them to be watched. And I don't know if it ever became implemented or whatever, but the bottom line is the 21st century is a panopticon. Because there's videos, cameras everywhere, and, you know, if anything interesting happens, some bystander is going to overhear your argument with a friend or with your girl or with your guy, and they're going to record it and they're going to put it online. And if you are, let's say, bad enough in that moment, you're going to get your career fucked up the ass. So we live in the panopticon. We're always having to assume we're being watched. And there's 2 possible equilibrium points based off of this. Number 1 is we all believe the same fucking thing. We all act the same way. We decide in our fucking minds what is socially acceptable And we all just live that party line, like communists or leftists. And maybe we can make a utopia after that, but it sounds like tyranny to me. The only other equilibrium point is to stop caring and live on your edge regardless of who's watching. Now to do this, you need two fundamental beliefs, like values. Number one is, I am fundamentally good. And if I let go of my ego control structures, my pre-planned shit, what's going to come out of my mouth is good. I'm going to act good. Now that's one belief. And if you have fucked up childhood, fucked up parents like I do, and you were grilled into your mind every fucking day that you're bad and you belong in jail, and I know I'm not the only one with that upbringing, it's unacceptable. If you grew up like that, or if anything traumatic happened to you, you need to relearn to drop the shame and believe that you are fundamentally resourceful, creative, and whole. More pre-planned. That one comes from my old life coach, Chris Merrill, who is excellent if you live in Boston and want a life coach. So you have to believe that you are fundamentally good. That's number one. And number two is, you have to understand that you're fundamentally flawed. You have a shadow side. We all have shadow sides. Now, shadow's not evil per se, but shadow is the part of you which, whoa, look at that. I don't even know what that is. That's a really cool bird. Wow. We have shadow sides. Jung talked about this. Peterson talks about this. I'm gonna stick to Peter, me, telling you my point of view rather than quoting Campbell and Jung. Our shadow is what is not acceptable for society, yet still part of our personality. Now, if we integrate our shadow, I don't even know what that means. I'm quoting Jordan Peterson. I'm gonna not do that. There's parts of us which aren't acceptable for society. We are animals after all. There's the part of us that wants to beat each other up. We're violent creatures. There's the part of us that wants to yell at our girlfriend every time she pisses us off. And there's things that just aren't cool, but, they're part of us. And we're good, so usually we act good, but because it's part of us, sometimes we cross the line. So, sometimes we cross the line, and it may very well end up on YouTube. But we need forgiveness, self-forgiveness. Self-forgiveness. We need to be around compassionate people who will support us when we cross the line and when we have to deal with the consequences of that. And number three is, we need a society which does not ostracize people who do cross the line. There are some hard lines. Rapists should be in prison. But beyond rape and murder, we need to have an ability to rehabilitate people. And so often, socially, we reject people that cross lines so much further down the hierarchy than these morally reprehensible acts. So I'm on the 21-day OSHO challenge, and I want to make this blog a space where I feel comfortable living on my edge and speaking my mind. And as all of these negative beliefs come up about myself, May I process them through the meditation challenge and come back tomorrow more authentic, more present, and more me. More me. Because we all have a gift, if only we would share it. Share it. Alright, I'm out. See you later.